Hi, this specific video is regarding NMAT. So basically how to score a 300 plus in an NMAT examination. So if you look at the NM Mumbai had a cutoff of 248 and normally Narsee Monjee has a good weightage for the entrance exam. So if you can really score high marks in the entrance exam, you can have a lot of advantage over the students in converting your call. So let's look at how to score a 300 plus in NMAT. Basically, let's look at 100, 100, 100 in each section and look at how to score that. Tentative scorecard, which had scored like normally when you score a very high marks, you tend to score very high in one section. For example, in Quant, scored 120, and other two will be little lesser than that, but still will be high 101 and 199, around 100 marks, right? So that's how you score a 300 plus, where you try to score high in one of the sections, maybe 110, 120, and score around 100 in the remaining two sections. Okay, that is where the plan would be in terms of scoring. So it's definitely possible to score. But let's understand the scoring system. So if I look at con section, if I want 120 upon 120, you need all the questions correct. You can't go wrong. If your questions go wrong, initial few mistakes can drop your score by a huge value. Later on, the mistakes don't drop by so much, but the initial few mistakes, initial in a sense, if you do one wrong and two wrong, your scores will drop. So if you actually want to score 100 plus, you can't do more than two incorrect. That means you need to score out of 34 out of 36 correct questions. You can't do more than two wrong answers. Okay, for a score of 100 plus in con section. Very important. Right? The strategy basically is go fast in questions that are easy without doing silly mistakes. Avoid doing silly mistakes. But there will be questions which are difficult. So you need to go slow on those questions. Right? Go slow on those questions which are difficult. Try to get the answer. There could be one-off silly mistakes, but assuming that you solve all the question properly in time, you should be able to get more marks. Also, try to get methods where you can solve things faster. The moment you can solve the easy questions fast, you will have enough time to solve the difficult questions. That's how it works. But if you're slow in the easy questions, automatically you will not have enough time to cover the paper and complete the paper. So that means you need to have good methods to solve. If you have better methods to solve, you'll automatically be able to score high as far as con sections are concerned. Logic, as I said in con, you need maximum 2 wrong. In logic, maximum 4 wrong. If you want to score 100 plus, you can do 4 mistakes, not more than that, if you want to really score 100 plus. Right? So that means you need to score at least 32 out of 36. Not an easy task considering that half the paper is critical reasoning. Okay? So you need to be comfortable with the basic fundamentals of critical reasoning so that you get them correct. It's more logical driven, so you should be able to get them correct. And ensure that your remaining part of the paper, puzzles, etc., you get complete. Can't go wrong in that. Because if you go wrong in that, then you will not get complete marks in critical reasoning and there's a chance that you may push below 100. So in that case, we want really 100, puzzles have to be strong and need to be good with critical reasoning. As a matter of fact, if you really want to crack the NMAT, one area that you should practice, which is not in CAT, is critical reasoning. A huge weightage for that as far as the NMAT exam is concerned. So do practice that and get comfortable with it, right? And that should help. Puzzles are a little different type. I'll come up with a video regarding the different type of questions as far as NMAT is concerned. But yeah, you can look at this. Coming to verbal, if I want to go 100 plus, I can maximum go 5 wrong out of 36. So that means I should at least have 31 out of 36 correct. Considering that verbal is not a high accuracy game, you still have to work out. The problem with verbal is there's less time for verbal, and RCs normally consume a lot of time. 3 RCs take a lot of time to read and then try to answer. So if you can maybe be quick in RCs, automatically you'll be able to solve other questions. Time management becomes very important because there are questions in verbal which you can solve within seconds. Fill in the blanks and other things immediately. But there are other questions which takes time to think and answer. So you need to plan your time accordingly. So you should know how many questions of each type are there. Oh, there are 3 RC type questions sets. So each RC set, how much time you take. Then there are how many fill in the blanks. So each type try to figure it out because NMAT paper is standard. If there are 3 sets of RC, there will be 3 sets of RC. Not much of difference. So if you can work on the different type of question and their weightage, then automatically you can plan your time and then accordingly write a paper. So time management becomes very important in that case because you need to attempt all the questions, proper attempts, you will go wrong a little bit, so that you ensure that you at least get 31 out of 36 correct verbal section. Right? I hope this is sort of clear with regarding how to score 100 plus in each section. I will have further videos on NMAT regarding maybe the pattern, what are the questions that you should look forward to and what you should prepare for. I hope that helps. Thank you.